I've been trying to find a suitable, not so much replacement, but alternative to War Thunder, and I think I found it with this game here. This is Rise of Flight. It's a game that's been around for a little while, but I had never really heard anything about it until fairly recently, so I decided I wanted to check it out. And it's mainly in response to how poorly War Thunder is being handled by Gaijin Entertainment. I decided I wanted to try something different. So this game stuck out. And for obvious reasons, I mean, look at it. It looks amazing. And to top it off, the physics engine in this game is superb. So I've taken this... I've been playing around with this game a little bit. I've done one of the campaigns for the most part. I've done the training campaign right here. And I think I'm going to take up, like, there's one mission that I haven't done in the training campaign. I think I'm going to do that here today. We'll see if I can pass it. I've already done the basic flight control, using the instruments and everything like that. But right now, I'm going to be doing the dogfight mission. Now, let me see. Let me look at the description here. First checkpoint, I'm going to have a one-on-one dogfight with an enemy albatross. I have to shoot him down. Then I have to go to another checkpoint, and it's going to be 2 versus 1. I'm going to be fighting against 2 Fokkers. And the pilots are going to be experienced. That's going to be, that'll be interesting. Let's see here. I'm wondering how good my aim is going to be, because this the flight controls in this are a little bit more realistic than they are in War Thunder, and the ammo is somewhat sparing in comparison to the planes in War Thunder. You don't have as much at your disposal, because all you have is a couple of 30 caliber guns here in the nose, and the engines on these planes weren't very powerful, because you got to remember this was back when aviation was still in its early years. These guys were basically the pioneers of dogfighting. These planes are basically glorified kites. They've got an engine up front, but for the most part, they're just made out of canvas and wood. Oh. See, I'm going to be taking up the SPAD 13C1. So, let's jump into this and see what I can do. Okay, so here's my map. Here's the airfield. I guess, let's see here. Here's checkpoint 1. This is where I'm going to be fighting the albatross. Here's checkpoint 2. It's where the 2 Fokkers are going to be. Then I just have to come back and land. That's pretty straightforward. Alright, let's check the hangar real quick. I want to change the optics. I don't really like having an optic on my plane, so. See, guns. I do want the twin guns. Oh, okay. Ooh. How do I pull out the pistol? I didn't even realize that this was a part of the game. Apparently I can keep a pistol on me and use it somehow. I don't know how. Oh well. That's cool and all. What do we have over here? It's just information on the plane. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I've got the iron sight back on the gun. That's really kind of my preference. Okay, so let's start.
Good afternoon, Captain. Glad to see you, Lieutenant. Please sit down. Thank you, sir. Today is the final lesson. If you
The voice acting
successfully
could sure use some
accomplish
work,
today's mission,
but
I won't have any more secrets
the
left.
gameplay
You'll
itself
become a
actually
true
seems to be
fighter
pretty
pilot,
fun.
ready to execute any mission assigned by your command. And today's topic is the meaning of existence of a fighter pilot, a dogfight. I want you to remember these 6 rules of a dogfight that were formulated by German fighter ace Oswald Bjelke. These rules are known as Dicta Bjelke. Though he died, his death is yet another confirmation that a dogfight is not all about rules, but also about thinking quick and being able to make only the right decisions. It's the only way you can survive. They say he died of an accident, but you're not to let such accidents happen. Dicta Bjelke says, try to secure advantages before attacking. If possible, keep the sun behind you. Always follow through an attack when you've started it. Fire only at close range, and only when your opponent is properly in your sights. Always keep your eye open on your opponent, and never let yourself be deceived by ruses. In any form of attack, it is essential to assail your opponent from behind. If your opponent dives on you, don't try to evade his onslaught, but fly to meet it. When over enemy lines, never forget your line of retreat. And for the Staffel, attack in groups of 4 or 6. When the fight breaks up into a series of single combats, take care that several do not go for one opponent. Don't be surprised that I'm repeating these rules stated by a German pilot. There are no nationalities in the air. There are only winners and losers. And now let's talk about maneuvers that will help you keep or win air superiority over your enemy. A combat turn will let you to turn towards the enemy and climb some altitude. Use it to take comfortable attack position. Split S, another way to get good attacking position.
That's easy enough.
Loop, a good way to deceive your enemy and get on his tail.
That one's really
And
not very
scissors,
effective.
one of the most secure ways to get lost of your enemy. Now, about your combat task. Proceed to checkpoint 1 at a 2,000 meter altitude. Locate the enemy plane. Attack it from the tail. Don't let him attack you. Once you've destroyed the first enemy, proceed to checkpoint 2. There, it will be tougher. You'll meet 2 planes there. They'll give you a hard time, but if you remember my lessons well, you'll do it. That's all.
Alrighty then. It's easy enough. Why am I... This game looks really good too. I'm actually surprised by how good it looks. Okay, there's the Albatross. Okay, those are the Fokkers. Okay, we need to start the engine here, so do that with the E key. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave that on. Alright, let's do this. I really hope that everybody can hear me. This game is quite loud. Okay, hopefully that'll do the trick. Maybe now people will actually be able to hear me. This game is pretty damn loud. 2,000 meters, like it said in the description of the battle or of the flight, in the mission briefing. I guess that's what I need to, is what it should be called. If you look down in the bottom right corner of the screen, you'll see the mini map. That first circle is where I'm headed. I'm climbing off to the side of it because I want to be at 2,000 meters whenever I enter that area. And I can start trying to spot the enemy Albatross. I think I'm actually going to turn this off because I after playing War Thunder for so long, I kind of prefer using my tracers to block my shots onto target. One thing about this game is that the physics are much more, they're much more intense. It feels a lot more realistic than War Thunder does. And if only these gauges, you know, all these instruments in here, if only they weren't in French, I'd probably be able to use them instead of the digital stuff down at the bottom. One thing about the SPAD 13, these things are, the SPAD is a French aircraft, so everything is, I mean, you can tell just by looking at it, it's all in French. Assuming that this is the altitude, but I can't really tell. Getting close. I'm going to start looking around, see if I can spot the guy. There he is. Got him. Nice and close, see if I can shred him in the first pass. Well, I hit his engine. Definitely felt that. Let's bring it back around. Re-engage. Oh yeah, he's smoking hard now. Got a piece of him there. Oh, there he went. Apparently I hit his wing pretty good too. Now let's climb back up. Get into a position to take on the Fokkers. Okay, I already see them. They're right over there. I want to get up a little bit higher before before moving to intercept them. See if I can get a good pass up in here. Something tore off of that first one that I hit. Yeah, he's gone, so I've got one to deal with now. Need to put myself in an energy advantage. Stay up over the top of him. Got it. That should do it. There goes the rest of his wing, there goes the other one, and they're both gone. Okay, time to RTV. Nice, I didn't take any damage whatsoever. I'd say that was a pretty successful sortie. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start slowing down a bit. Looks like I've already got a pretty good approach to the airfield there. One thing about World War I airfields is they didn't have runways. It was literally a field that you landed in. As you can see, the buildings are all around the outer edges of it. There, planes landed in that area right there in the center. And there were gaps between the buildings that the pilots could use for their approach. So right now I'm going for that gap right there between the buildings to the left and those trees right over there. This being a biplane made pretty much out of canvas and wood, you need to be really careful whenever you're landing because it doesn't take much to crush these things. So I've already reduced throttle down to about 50%. stay up just above the trees here. Crank the throttle up just so I can clear the trees and then drop it back down again. And we're down. And another cutscene. See, I mean, look at that plane. That is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way these old biplanes look.
John, I'm sincerely glad to see you alive and healthy. Enemies eat the ground, and you and your bird are safe. I know it wasn't easy, but you've managed just fine. Congratulations with your first victories, Lieutenant. Thank you, Captain. Well, this is the end of your flight training. You successfully accomplished all the missions. Your grip, bravery, and aptitude, I must say, were a pleasant surprise for me, and I have no doubt whatsoever you'll have great success in the air. Let the number of your sorties always be equal to the number of your landings. Way to go, fighter pilot.
Cool. Okay, so that's 3 enemy planes down. Granted, they were AI, but that's pretty much the capacity I like to play these kinds of games, is offline. I don't really go online all that often, but I'm sure eventually I'll get into that. So yeah, that was all of them. Managed to complete every last one of these. One of the things about these missions is you can't advance to the next one until you completed the last one. I mean, you don't just have all of these up here by default. You have to unlock them as you go. And so far, I've been successful at them. I think the only one that really gave me some issues was let me see here. This one here, bombing ground targets. It's not easy to hit targets on the ground. At least not with bombs. Shooting them up with machine guns, easy, but hitting them with bombs, not so much. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. If you liked what you saw, down below, click on the like and the subscribe button. Feel free to leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.